Hey internets, this is Magic Slayer, and back here on another tutorial. Haven't done a tutorial in a while, but yeah, in celebration of PewDiePie's wedding and hitting 100 million viewers, or subscribers, I have decided to do a tutorial on how to make the meatball. And I have a meatball right here that I'm kind of flying around. Now I got, of course, stuff on here, kind of pointing out how many blocks and stuff are in here. And reference material. Just kind of playing around with it, seeing what I could do with it. But I'm going to show you how to do this in Blender to get a reference picture and then how to build it from there. So let's get started. Alright, for those of you who aren't familiar with Blender, Blender is it's a really super powerful graphics tool, and it's free. So all you got to do is come here to www.blender.org and download the latest Blender, which is 2.8 at the time of this recording. And download it. It's free. It's easy to use. There are tons and tons and tons of tutorials. This is going to be a little quick tutorial, not really on how to use Blender completely, but how to use Blender to make Minecraft tools. So here you go. All right, after you have Blender all installed and you load it up for the first time, you'll be met with this picture here. Now this picture right here with the little splash screen, that was actually out of an animated short that they had done with Blender. It's called Spring. Check it out. It's awesome. Actually, they even have it right here, cloud.blender.org/spring. It's on YouTube as well. It's a little free video that they did, but it was completely used by this free tool. It's amazing. As you can see here, I got a lot of files here. I've been using Blender for a while. So we're going to want general, but you can also do 2D animation, sculpting, VFX, and video editing. In fact, this video right here is edited with the same program, just to kind of give you an idea. But let's go ahead and click on general, and we're met with this little box. Now I'm just holding the middle button on my mouse here to be able to scroll through it. If I hold shift in my middle mouse button, I can kind of pan through the scene. But let's go ahead and hit X, delete that. Now I'm going to go to add. We're going to add a mesh, a UV sphere, right there. And this is going to be our meatball. But as you can see, it's a little too smooth for Minecraft. We need to turn this into blocks. And how we do that is we go to this little wrench here on the side, add modifier, and we want to remesh. Now as you can see here, the picture is kind of like a half circle then with blocks. Exactly what we need, right? So right there, I remeshed the object. We need to go to mode, blocks, and there we go. Looks a lot more like Minecraft, right? Now, for the meatball that I did in Minecraft, for the opening, what I'm going to I went to octree depth 5, and then I scaled it down. And as you can see, it's kind of deforming there. It's going down. Now, the one thing I want to point out right here, now you see how the top is a square, yet the sides are a plus sign? That's something you want to avoid by just adjusting it a little bit further until you get uniformity. You want it to be the same all the way around. I'm going to take this down to about 773 right there. Now, as you can see, we don't want that because that's not the same on the top as it is on the sides. Take it down just a little bit further to right there. And that is the size of the meatball. Now, as you can see, if I went to look at this straight, I can't really tell where the blocks are. I mean, I can see the outline, but that's about it. And even when I'm rotating through here, it's kind of hard to see the details. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to the shading tab, and I'm going to hit this button here. This is a rendering, the viewport render, and we're going to add a texture to this to kind of give it some definition. All I did was I clicked on new here, added a material. We're going to go to add input wireframe, and I'm also going to add color mix RGB because I want to be able to adjust the coloring of the wireframes. Color 1, let's see, stretch this to base color. As you can see, it added the wireframes. Go ahead, pixel size We want to adjust that. We don't want it to be too thick, but we don't want it to be too thin either. There we go. I'm going to use a blue. It doesn't hurt the eyes too much. At certain angles, it really looks weird, but you can find the right lighting angle on that to give it a little definition, so that way you can count the blocks a little bit better. Because remember, we're using this just as a reference picture. We're not really importing this into Minecraft or anything like that. I do believe there are tools like that. I know you can export from Minecraft using Mineways into Blender, but that's a whole other topic. So let's go ahead, and since we have the text runner, let's go back to layout. Let's go ahead and click this viewport shading, and there we go. There is our meatball. Now we need to select a good camera angle, and all you got to do is adjust this around here like this. Let's go right about here. That way we can count the amount of blocks. Hold Control, Alternate, and then 0 on the number pad, and that'll give us our camera. Let's go ahead and select the camera up here. Select the camera here, and let's zoom out a bit. And then to render, all we got to do is hit F12, and this will render the picture. Now this is the Eevee rendering system that's default with 2.8. Excellent real-time thing. As you can see, it was pretty quick. I didn't cut that at all. Just go ahead and save as. And as you can see, I already have a meatball PNG. Let's go ahead and save it as that. And there we go. We have a reference image, and we can take this into Minecraft. And just like you normally do with like pixel art or anything like that, you follow a reference picture. This is just a 3D reference picture. Pretty simple. All right, let's head to Minecraft. Well, now that we have our reference picture, let's go ahead and start building it. Of course, I still have that one there. Let's go ahead and lay down the first layer. I find it's easier to build this in creative, but you can also do it in survival too. So there we go. That's the first set of squares. Now, if you notice over here, I had kind of sectioned this thing off, kind of sectioned off a quadrant. Now, this is really all you need to reference right here. Is just this quadrant. You don't have to do the whole thing, because this is just mirrored and then mirrored again and then mirrored again. So really that's the only thing you really need. Take this here. It's all pretty simple. You know, once you have the reference material, of course. Those. And as you can see, I'm just building it up layer by layer. Now you can also go way out and do it like and just do like the outside rims and the circles and that if you want. I mean, it's not a however you feel comfortable building this thing. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and see, we got the layout, the basic layout for the first couple layers. That's all there is to it. You just keep following the reference material until you have a meatball. Or, you know, you can also make this a planetoid or anything else you want to do with it. I mean, spheres are incredibly useful in Minecraft. I'll show you this one over here. The inside of it is completely hollow. And you can do a lot of stuff. You can make a base out of this. You could build a farm out of this. You know, just about anything. And of course, you know, you can just make a little access port here in the bottom. Walk right up into it. Alright guys, that concludes the tutorial. Hopefully this is pretty helpful. Remember to like and subscribe, upvote, and catch our live streams each week over on the Wolves Entertainment MS. We also multi-stream with the Wolf, and you'll check us out. So remember to play hard and game harder. Until next time, folks, take it easy.